Hey everybody, it's time to swing with still swinging. And I'm your host, Thomas. And today, family, we got my girl Kendra G up. As always, family, I ain't get into much of this. You know what I'm saying? I seen about the first 20 seconds of it. She good to go. It's a go. Let's see what she talking about.
Bringing in the background, girl.
Hey, beautiful.
Hello. Oh yes. I hope we don't have a lag this time. You were on my show before, but we had a lag, so I couldn't use I couldn't use it as a highlight. Can you give me more light?
How's that?
Oh, you got the breath right in our face, child.
Look, I got my house dress on.
Um,
My house dress.
You got what?
Mm-hmm.
So you were here before. Give everybody. I'm not sure. We had a lag, so I couldn't use you as a highlight. But hopefully this time I can. Run down your stats for those who don't know you. Your name, your age, where you're calling me from, what you do for a living, and also what you're currently going through.
My name is Angie. I'm currently 38 years old. I have a podcast called Pussy Talk. I also have a non-for-profit where I advocate for women under 40 with breast cancer. I am currently fighting and kicking stage 4 metastatic breast cancer's ass. I just had surgery 2 days ago. That's kind of like what I do. I advocate for women who can't. Hey, beautiful. I advocate for women who are afraid to advocate for themselves. And my podcast is basically Pussy Talk, but it's really about the woman. It's about the womb. It's about the love. And I just currently wrote a book called Pussy Power.
Okay, so we.
All right, family. First assessment of her, she fine. She fine. But I don't know, something telling me she gonna be a lot. You know, she definitely fine. And if she got a podcast called that, I'm telling you, men gonna watch it. If she talking about vagina, men gonna watch it.
We have a lag, so we got to follow a 7-second rule. So your podcast is called PUSSY Talks. But so congratulations on your surgery. I didn't know that. So that's wonderful. What was your update from the last
Bro, she is fine.
time when you were on the show? Wait 7 seconds. Do you have better light? I feel like you should have better light than this.
Let me.
Do you have like a ring light?
Turn it on a little bit brighter.
Okay. And it should be in front of your face, and that would give us the best light with you. Like if you have it in. Woo, y'all just got that breath.
Sorry.
Baby.
I'm sorry about the titties. My bad.
Something telling me she not sorry at all.
Okay. What was, when you were here the last time, wait 7 seconds, tell me what happened after that show. Did you meet anybody? What was the
Fair use, family. Fair use.
feedback? Wait 7 seconds.
I met someone, and oh my God, was it hilarious. I met a guy who messaged me, and of course, most guys are looking for the pussy and not the girl. And, you know, a lot of guys think because I have a certain look and a certain shape that I don't have this and I don't have boundaries and or standards. So, you know, it's like with most men, because they judge me based off of my shape, my butt, my breasts, they think that I'm a light-skinned girl with a big booty. And then when they get me out on a date, they're like, oh, this bitch actually wants to get to know me. And usually they never call back, which is essentially kind of, I met a guy, we went out for the first date. I'm going to say that the first date, I didn't like it. I kind of like paid, whatever, but it was more of an introduction. He invited me out, but he wanted me to drive to him, okay? He didn't want to pick me up. It was 10:30. I also expressed that I did not drink alcohol really, or that I don't have taste buds. So for me, when dating me, you actually have to think about what you're going to do, because you can't take me out to eat because I lost my taste buds. And I'm not really a drinker because, you know, I'm eating and drinking to live. And so actually to date me, you have to put a little bit more work. We went bowling. I mean, not bowling, golfing. I'm sorry. He does golfing. And then you have to actually put a little bit more work into it. So you have to have an experience with me, let alone just drinking and dinner and probably fucking, which is kind of what most people do. And so after I didn't show up because I didn't like the fact that he wanted me to drive to him at 10:30. He was going to dinner, but he wanted me to meet him after dinner for drinks. And I'm like, what? I don't really do either or. So you're not really trying to take me. You have a place that you're going and you're inviting me, which is not, I don't like that. That you're not going to just, And so he didn't respond to me. I tried to call him back because I think whatever happened.
Your Wi-Fi is messing up.
I tried
to
call him back the next day to tell him that I was actually not feeling well, which is why I didn't want to drive. He then did not call me back. And then after 2 weeks of not calling me back, he then asked, could he apologize and make it up? And I said, I'm not that horrible person. I, do that. And then he wanted me to say meet him again and not pick me up. So that was kind of that. And, he goes back to just following me on social media and liking all of my pictures and not calling me anymore.
Okay, I got you. We got to paraphrase the story. So we got to get your Wi-Fi together because it's choppy when you talk. But I do want to give you my assessment.
Yeah, I tried to turn the Wi-Fi off and just put it on the phone.
Okay, yeah. It seems like it might be better. But let me say this. I actually met you at a breast cancer event. So I know you from that moment, right? But if you come on a show and you say, you have a podcast called PUSSY Talks. I remember the last episode you were talking about how you can have sex without a relationship. You definitely have a great shape. You don't understand
I didn't say how I can have
that
sex without a relationship. What I said is that I'm dating. And because I'm dating doesn't mean that if I date someone and I like someone that I wouldn't have sex with that person. And that's totally opposite. I'm a person and yes, I want to have sex, but let's be clear. A lot of people say that they're in relationships and they're just fucking people and not a lot of dating. And so what I said is that I went out with a guy, I dated him, and we had a great time. And we're adults and I slept with him. And that's what you should do in dating.
Okay, so what did I say opposite? You had sex.
Most people think they're in a relationship and still have sex. And that's the
I mean, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Well, hold on. We're gonna talk about logistics here. The point that I made was you had sex and you guys were not in a relationship. This is not a judgment.
Absolutely.
This is a fact. I'm not judging you for that. And I'm not judging you actually for anything. But I do want to, because you said in the beginning you attract a certain type of guy, and I do want to understand why you would attract that type of guy.
Let's first say that I don't attract a certain type of guy. I attract
what you said.
I didn't say that.
As fine as she is, bro, she not lying. She attract all men. Men she don't want, men she do want, men she gotta think about. But the problem is she gotta open her mouth.
What I said was people think, men specifically and women, because I have
family. When I first saw her, I had one opinion of her. It changed as soon as she opened her mouth.
A certain look or a certain shape that I don't have anything else but that. And that's totally far from the opposite, which is what I was saying. I don't have a problem with saying that if I'm dating someone or if I'm having sex, whatever. But what I said is people think because I just have a certain shape and a certain look that I don't have brains or that I don't have anything. And what I'm saying is that, and whoever said I'm defensive, of course I'm defending what I'm saying because I want her to understand me.
Baby girl, you got a certain shape, a certain look, a certain mouth, and a certain way that you carry yourself that men pay attention to. The same way you pay attention to men. All right? Listen, the minute you start talking, I thought, you could have been a jewel. The minute you start talking, you turn straight into a 304. And that's what men gonna think when you do this. You talk like this and then think, oh, don't judge me and don't take this no, they gonna take what you saying.
We're communicating. And what I'm saying is that because people be taking me off of a look and then they get me on a date and I'm actually asking.
And you have a podcast called Pussy Talks. Like that whole package. Listen, I got to know you on a deeper level, so I know you on a deeper level. But if I go off of Pussy Talks, shape, saw you on my live, she's open to having sex without being in a relationship, Yeah, that type of guy would be
But
like,
that's not
okay,
just the
then you have
world.
to
But
get to
that's
know
this is
you
the
to
thing,
know
Kendra.
more
It's
of you.
not just the guys. It's actually the world, and that's the how I came up with pussy talk, because you know that pussy talk is much more deeper. It's not about pussy. It's about a lot of times how women are held prisoners to their pussy because we are.
Listen,
So
I'm here for all of that. But what I'm saying is that type of guy would not approach. I'm gonna just use Michelle Obama, right? You wouldn't come. I don't believe that type of guy would come to Michelle Obama thinking that, oh, I can have sex with her right away, because that's just not what she represents. And again, I'm not judging you, but I think to act like you don't understand
I
why a guy might think that
this
this
is
is
the thing,
easy in that
Kendra. Let
way
me
is
say this.
ludicrous.
I understand everything you're saying, and that's why I try to change the directory, because people always look at you and they always assume based off of a look. And that's the whole part of pussy talk, because pussy talk is much deeper, because it's really about the woman and the womb and how we are treated and how we don't, just it's a whole, that would be a whole nother topic. And I'm not okay with that. But what I had a problem with him is that you're still going to treat me like a lady just because I will have sex without a relationship, or just because I look a certain kind of way, and just because my podcast is.
Listen, you don't get treated like a lady because that's what you want. You get treated like a lady when that's the way you act. When you act like a 304, men gonna treat you like one. It don't matter if you don't like it. It ain't gonna change. You act like a lady, you will get treated like a lady. You can't act like a 304 and get treated like a lady. That's not gonna happen for you. Now, in a beautiful world, but in the world that we all live in, how hard you think I'm gonna work for you? Listen, I don't believe I'm special when I'm dealing with you at all. So you ain't never gonna be special to me. And I ain't gonna start acting like that because that'll make you feel better. And that'll make you feel bossy. When how hard you think I'm working for a 304? All right, that somebody else I already believe in my mind just got off of.
Called pussy talk does not mean that, yes, those are all true, that I have to give my pussy up, which is far from the truth. And then,
Well,
but this is
listen, I
Kendra.
agree
He
with
didn't
all
even
of
try to
that. So
get
I
her.
want to hold on. I agree with all of that. We're not disagreeing.
Listen, after I after hearing her talk, family, she don't got long to give it to me. And I ain't working that hard for it. I ain't doing nothing special for that. You think I'm getting ready to do something special for this? No, at first, when she was just sitting there, yeah, that's why I say a man know exactly what he'll pay for you the minute he see you. All right, it's up to you to keep it there or to drop that price. And she opened her mouth and dropped that price.
With that. What I'm saying is, I also understand how coming in the door, he's thinking something else. So now, as I get to know you, sure, you should have that requirement. That's fine. But if I just went off of seeing you on the show, the name of the show, those things, I would think as a guy, oh, I'm going to get potentially some vagina fast. Now, of course, knowing you, learning you, dating you, you can learn otherwise. But I think it's
Oh,
unfair
I
to not understand how a
absolutely
guy would think
understand it.
that.
What I had a problem with is not that even, and there may be, I may have went out with him if the situation was different, may have liked him and possibly could have slept with him. I don't have a problem with any of those things. Um, Whoever said anything about my titties, they look like this because I had a double mastectomy 2 years ago, and so they're actually fake, and I don't actually have breasts; they're just implants. So there you go. Um, my energy is no, I'm not defensive. I'm speaking up for myself, and that's the problem. People think that
She would tell you she healed. She would tell you she healed. I wouldn't be surprised if she say she healed.
because you speak up for yourself, you're always on defensive mode. But back to you, Kendra. I don't have a problem with any of those things about how people perceive or their perception. For me, with him, it was okay, you asked me out on a date, but did you really ask me out on a date? Or did you invite me to somewhere you were already going and ask me to meet you there? And unfortunately for me, that's not going to be subdued. Whether you want pussy that night or not, you're going to hit to work for it, right?
Listen, that's the problem. That's why you don't get called back. After you start talking, ain't nobody expecting to have to work for that. All right. I'm not working for nothing that somebody just got off of. And after you start talking, trust me, you put me in the mind that you got plenty of dudes that just run through here. And, listen, they having fun. And you think I'm going to show up and be the one that's working for this? No way. You ain't got long. You either gonna hurry up or you gonna find somebody else. And most men, because the kind of men that she would be attracted to and wouldn't have bro, no, no, she would have to go find one of those guys who having a hard time, and she ain't gonna want him.
And so that means picking me up, taking the effort to take me out, having a great time and a great conversation. I want all of those things. And then maybe through that, I might say, hey, I'm really feeling him. I'm digging him. Maybe we could do something or something like that. But none of that happened.
Listen, you didn't make what you got that serious. You open up your mouth and what you got down there no more is no longer that valuable. Okay? If you would have shut up and just stayed nice and cool, everything you got down there, you do it yourself. I wouldn't know nothing about, and you would still have a bunch of stock.
And I feel like if a man asks me out on a date, he should then pick me up. And he should make plans for me and not add me into his already plans. And so that way, when he's adding me into his plans and then I don't follow through, now he's holding me responsible, saying, you said you were coming. No, I expected you to pick me up like a man should do. So despite the thinking or the sexual part, I have no problem with that because society and the world sexualizes everything or whatever. I had a problem with him not picking me up, him not listening to me after we had 2 or 3 conversations prior to this, me saying, I don't really drink. And I have a certain taste palette. So he did not, the problem I had with him is not that he wanted what he wanted or he saw what he saw. The problem I had with him is that he didn't listen. And a man who would have listened probably could have had maybe that, maybe something else, maybe a second date. And he did any of those things.
Bro, baby girl, that means he didn't care. He didn't care enough. That's when a man telling you he don't care. All right, the man telling you he not about to work for what you got. He not gonna work for that. All right, listen. If you listen, you gotta listen to yourself. And I don't care if the ghetto keep telling you that men gonna go for this and men need to go for this. Men ain't gonna go for this. And once you start talking, they not gonna work for you. All right, listen, baby girl, you wanna present yourself like a 304, but you want people to see you a different way. That's not the way the world works. You dreaming. Men can't do this. Men can't walk around in this fantasy land. See, if I don't have no car at 38 years old, no house and no job, you gonna look at me as a bum. You ain't gonna care that I don't want you to see me that way. You're gonna see it for what it is, but when it come to you, you don't want me to see it for what it is. You want me to see it for what you want me to see it as. And that ain't the way it works.
That's fine. One thing I did though, I did listen. And the first thing you said when you were talking about this is you said,
children, fellas, too old to grow up. Life ain't taught her nothing. She just double and triple down in this. And the older she get, the worse she gonna get.
men think because I have a podcast called Pussy Talk and because of my shape that's why I went there. I was like, well, of course
I have men that don't even know that my podcast is called Pussy Talk, who see me out in the world.
Well, I'm talking about for my show, girl. On my show, we know your podcast is called Pussy Talk. So what I'm saying is the fact remains you was on my show. We talked about pussy talks. We talked about you having sex without a relationship. That's what the resume said if they saw you on this show. So I'm not talking about who didn't see the show. I'm talking about what happened on my show. We can move forward because we're going in circles.
Go ahead, do your thing.
It's not
and I
really
get what
worth
you're saying.
Circles. But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. But let's just go forward.
We talked several times. I asserted what I wanted.
Okay, but you came back tonight. We came back tonight to do it again, to give that update. What was the goal for tonight?
And give the update. So there's the update.
Okay, so you want to do it again? Okay, that's the update.
My name is
Tell us your name
Angie.
again, honey. Angie. So I know a little Chicago and podcast. You have a
One
child. You have more
child,
than one
she's
child or just
21.
one child? One child is 21. What's
Aquarius.
your zodiac sign? Aquarius. And she is beating breast cancer's ass. So highly salute that. We actually met at a breast cancer event. All right. So now let's break it down, Angie. What kind of guy are you looking for? Are you looking for a relationship?
I will say this. I don't go into a situation saying this, I want a relationship. I first want to build a rapport with a person and see if we can get along, if we can have conversation and things like that. And if that grows into a relationship, absolutely. But I think for me, I don't want to say, hey, am I dating intentionally? Absolutely. But am I going into every situation saying I'm looking for a relationship? Not necessarily, because we see somebody and they'll have a certain potential and we'll put in our mind as women, oh, he's relationship potential, but we don't take the time to actually ask the questions and get to know the person. And I think, a lot of times when I get on a date, because of the outer thing, like you said, people don't have the opportunity to get to know people. Then when I ask these questions, then they're confused, and it
Well, I'm asking you the clear question. Do you
eventually, but I
want a
don't want to go
relationship?
into a situation. I want to date. I want to see what's out there. I want to date people.
You see what I'm saying? And she think you should work for this. She wants you to take her serious, even though she not serious. Baby girl, that's not the way the world works. Men can't walk around in the days like this and expect. No, look, she too old to grow up. All right, she too old to grow up. Family, she that fine and she single and she 38, she a problem.
Okay, so that's what you will attract then. So that's fine. So what are some requirements that you're looking for? Wait 7 seconds. We have a lag.
So I want somebody has an active lifestyle, meaning eating healthy, working out. Someone who can hold a conversation. I like to talk about different things such as real estate, the stock market. Yes, I like to talk about pussy. Yes, I like to work out. Someone who can hold an all-around conversation. Someone who's strong, a man who's sure of himself, because a lot of times I have where men are out with me and they're insecure, and sometimes their insecurities play back into the relationship and or me. So someone who is sure of himself, securing his manhood, who's respectful, honest, and hardworking.
Okay.
She could have got a lot of that before she opened her mouth.
Wait 7 seconds. What are your deal breakers?
Liars.
That's it? Okay. Does he have to
Just have
look
an
a certain way?
active lifestyle and be active and kind of fit. I work out daily. I eat healthy. So someone who has that same kind of lifestyle.
Okay. So this is Angie Chicago. She's a podcaster. Do you have another job besides being a podcast? Is that not
You can
appropriate
say that
title?
I used to own a spa and a recovery house, and when I got sick, I decided to close the business down. And I have my book, and then I have my podcast. So that's fine.
So what would be? I mean, I don't mind giving you your proper title. What would be the proper title?
Okay.
So, because I said podcaster, and I felt like you didn't like that. Oh, okay. Okay. Does the guy have to? Did I ask you about look a certain way? Does he have to
I
make a
want him
certain
to
amount of
be
money?
financially stable to sustain his own lifestyle and also to be able to afford to date.
Afford to date. Do you like so dating? Now that's broad.
You got a problem. You got a problem because most men don't really want to have to be on a date with a 304. All right, because we don't want to be on a date with you knowing you've been on a date with all these men. And you might have been on a date with 4 men, 5 men this month to this same restaurant. And listen, or whatever. It's just too much. You opened your mouth and you became way too much, babe.
Because someone can afford to date, and the date, and this is a legitimate date,
I would
McDonald's
prefer
in a
a
movie.
movie,
So
yes, but
that's
I
an
don't care for
afford to date.
McDonald's. We can do a salad in a movie. I like, and that's the thing because dating is so weird now. I like going to the zoo, museum.
It's a shame, bro. She could have got all of this. She could have got all of this, bro. This how she chose to behave. This the way she wanna talk. That PUSSY talk that she got is for the money. And for the money, this what you give up.
And I like experiences because I really don't eat. You know, I have one meal per day and I have a vegetarian lifestyle, so I don't really eat. So, you know,
That ain't never gonna be no man problem. He ain't gonna make that his issue. Look, that's up to you. You ain't gonna tell him what to do. You're not gonna come in no man life, especially this dude that you want and tell him what to do. That ain't gonna happen for you. Y'all got dreams of running things, and bro, no, you gotta go get some different kind of men if you want to run things.
experiences.
Okay. Let, okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam. You know what that is, right? The Kendra Cam is when you stand up. Okay. You definitely have a great shape.
I already knew she was going to do
The
the
rest is
rap
up,
for
Well,
girl.
Kendra
I lost
Cam.
the first pair, so I thought I'd do myself right with the new ones.
They look nice. They listen. What you
Okay, there
look
you
like
have it.
is
There you
not
have
the.
it. When was your last
Last year,
relationship?
She look nice. What she look like, we all know. That ain't the problem.
Angie? Last year. You don't have to answer, and we gotta still follow the
I don't want to
7-second
get
rule.
out the
So
house. I get out the house
just
every
wait until
day.
after I ask the
Geo
question.
Johnson, I stay outside. Check my resume. He says I don't.
Yeah, you absolutely stay outside. You outside. We know you 38 years old and you still outside. That should tell you something. But sadly, it don't. It ain't tell her nothing.
I want to date. I don't want to get out the house. I
What I
said no.
missed?
I get out the house every day. You better check my resume. I'm never in the house. I'm always on.
Okay. Um, only because IG
She a lot, man.
has a lag, so we gotta follow the 7-second rule. When was your last relationship? Wait 7 seconds.
Last year.
Last year. You don't have to answer. You was on my show. When was you on my show last?
Maybe earlier this year.
I thought you had just
It was
asked
my
me you were on my
birthday. It
show.
was January. No, you said
said
when
you
was
had
my
sex
last
last year.
relationship?
That's
The last
this
time
year.
we talked, I was dating a guy. I went out with him and I had sex with him.
Okay.
Mhm.
I stand corrected. When was the last time you
That
had
same
sex?
last
You don't
time.
have to answer.
See what I'm saying? For the money, you gonna talk about this. But no, for the money, you gonna get placed in a certain category by men, and they not gonna work hard for you. Ain't no way I would work for that. No. At first, before you started talking, hell yeah. You open your mouth, no way.
Answer. Okay. Why do you think you're single, Angie? Wait 7 seconds.
I'm single because I want to be. I'm single because I don't need to fill a void in a relationship. I have everything I need, so everything a relationship brings to me is extra. And so because of those things, I'm not lonely, so I'm not looking for someone to fulfill that part. And
I gotta jump in. So if you're single because you want to
I'm
be, why would you
dating.
be on a
But
single
you
show
ask
looking
because
for
people
someone?
say, "Why are you single?" I'm single right now because I want to be, and I haven't found anybody to be in a relationship with. And the last relationship I was in did not work out, so I'm single now because
Baby girl, everybody's single when they can't get a relationship. That's why. I mean, some of y'all just need to stop it and come out here and say, listen, I'm single because I can't get a relationship. You single because you can't get a relationship. That's why you single, baby girl. And it's sad. That's crazy. That what a waste.
I want to be. And if I date somebody and I like that person, then we'll talk about that. But I'm single now because I want to be, and because until I find somebody who I want to share myself with, I'll be single. And so that's why I'm single now. But I'm dating. Do I want to be with somebody? Do I want companionship? Absolutely. but I'm not in a rush to do it, and I'm not going to do it prematurely, and I'm not going to do it if I'm not happy and if the person isn't happy.
Cause she's still outside, fellas.
So that's why I asked you in the beginning, what was the goal? Was your goal to be in a like not about the men?
Eventually,
what was your Angie's
She in them streets, fellas.
goal? And I do understand that. Like, you can date and still be single, and men do this all the time. Actually, I always say men date right because they date, and then they find someone that they like more than others, and they settle down. But normally, when people settle down, sometimes it's a goal, right? And sometimes some people have goals, like you just said. I don't want to be in a relationship. I just want to date people.
I do want to
And
be
I'm
in a
not trying to be
relationship if I
committed to
find the right
anybody.
person, but I'm not going to rush it. And if it's not right, I'm not going to do it.
What are 3 flaws that you have? Shout out to Just Niche. That's a new question that we are inserting. 3 flaws that you believe you have. Wait 7 seconds.
I have zero tolerance for bullshit. If it doesn't make me happy, if we fall out or we have a misunderstanding or miscommunication and it doesn't work, I'm cutting it off. So in that aspect, if you do something and it's early on, those are the red flags. I'm not letting them linger on. I'm saying, hey, this doesn't work for me. Clearly it doesn't work for you. And even if we've slept together, whatever, I'm not going to be in a situation or keep dating someone or even go into a relationship with them if you're not happy and I'm not happy. Because if already right on off the bat, we're not meshing, then it makes no sense to continue to see.
That's not a flaw, babe.
Each other or talk. And I believe that I truly live for happiness, and anything doesn't serve me in that aspect, I will cut it off.
So you're considering this a flaw? Because that doesn't sound like a flaw. That sounds like a characteristic. I'm asking you 3 flaws, like things that I feel like you would like that characteristic. I'm at 3 flaws or things that you may need to work on. That wouldn't be considered a flaw.
Having a big heart. That's one of my biggest flaws. It's a gift and a curse.
That's not a flaw, babe.
I hate it. Because of that, I have a tremendous heart, and I go into situations, dating and or relationships with the way my heart is, and everybody isn't like me. So that's one of my flaws. My other flaws, I'm hard-headed. For example, I have people say, you're fighting cancer, you should sit down or you should slow down. And that kind of trickles to everything in life. I'm kind of a get it done kind of person. And some people don't understand that. And it can be a flaw at times because sometimes maybe I'll need to take a break or a stop. But I just have that mentality where I'm just going to keep going. So that's 2.
Okay. If you don't have a third one, that's fine. But
no.
Do you have a third one or no? Okay. What's the age range you would?
Kendra don't even want to deal with it. She can't even follow directions.
38.
Angie, how old are you again? 38. What's the age range you would date? Wait 7 seconds.
40 and up.
40 and up. Could he have kids? Wait 7 seconds.
Well, Actress is upset. I don't mind if he has kids, but I would prefer that his kids are older only because I have an adult child. And, maybe I don't want to be with someone who has smaller children because of the lifestyle difference.
Okay. Why?
I don't know, family. I think she fine, but she a no for me. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments. All right, family, we back swinging. And as y'all know, I ain't see much of this. I don't know what, family, I might have saw 30 seconds of it. All right, good to go. Let's see what she talking about.
Better. I feel like you've been here before too.
I have.
You have an update?
Yeah.
It's the update show, but we need light, baby. Are you driving?
No, I'm not driving. I'm in my car. Is that better?
Okay, I can see you, but you gotta stay right there. What's your update? What's your name again, honey?
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. What's your update, baby girl? Refresh my memory. Your face looks familiar, but I can't remember everything.
Yeah, I was kind of drunk when I was on here last time, Kendra.
You was drunk.
Yeah, and I cussed the cousins out.
Okay, so what you come back to do this time, honey?
I just had an update. Truthfully, Kendra, I'm in my little single season right now. Like, these men be stressing me out. They be stressing me out, child. Yeah, I did go on one little date, and he thought he was about to get him some punani.
Oh, I think I remember you. Okay, Aaliyah, you was a lot. You was talking about good head, all those things.
Yeah. And y'all got me fucked up on these comments talking about I got too much lip gloss on my lips. Look like I'm frying chicken. Bitch, first of all, at least my shit ain't crusty and fucking chapped like your mama's shit. Fuck. Anywho, Kendra, I was saying, I'm looking for a man who's ambitious. If you don't got no motherfucking goals for yourself and you ain't waking up every day with some hustle and some motivation to yourself and got some dreams and some motherfucking drive to yourself, you is not for me. Then y'all talking about my blinds. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about my blinds. Cause guess what? I got a 3-year-old who likes to fuck up my blinds on a daily basis. And guess what? I'ma let him, cause that's what the fuck my son like to do. The fuck say something.
First assessment, ain't no way. No, man.
And y'all lucky he sleep right now. Or else I bring him down here and put him right here and show y'all what the fuck he do. I planned on speaking up for myself. I told myself the next time I was gonna come on here, I was gonna speak up for myself. Cause y'all got me fucked up. And you can listen and do whatever the fuck it is.
Whoo, child. Well, okay. When was the last time you was intimate with someone? You don't have to answer.
Kendra, I don't remember because I've had this pussy on the shelf.
How do you put your vagina on the shelf? It comes off your body? Okay, so what you call us back tonight for to do, honey?
I was just updating.
So what's the update?
And y'all cousins was talking a lot of shit. Okay.
I should have listened to this first, family. I would have never played it. Okay, family, we back swinging. We're still swinging. All right, and listen, I ain't get into much of this, but I got into about a minute of it. At least she ain't out of her mind, and let's see what she talking about.
Hello? Okay, you got good light. You ready?
I hear you now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
What's your name, boo?
Hey,
I think I seen this before.
it is Aisha, and I'm in Atlanta.
Okay, get situated. All new Kendra G singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your app store or Aisha, please, I want to meet you. Aisha, how old are you?
I am 33.
33. What do you do for a living?
I am an author of 4 books. I'm an artificial intelligence sales specialist and an entrepreneur.
You're an author and what else?
Entrepreneur and an AI specialist.
AI specialist. Ooh, child, I got AI specialist now, child. That's a job, entrepreneur. So what's your entrepreneurial job?
So I have a nonprofit called A Cup of Tea with a Black Woman. We're focused on personal advancement, financial wellness, health wellness, and STEAM. And then I got 2 for-profits. One is a hot dog business, and the other one is focused on cloud consulting, driving revenue for AI solutions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any children?
No kids.
No kids. Have you ever
I got 2 dogs though, and two cats. I got pets.
You got pets. You ever been married?
I've never been married.
Okay. So and what's your zodiac sign?
I am a Gemini.
So we got Aisha Atlanta
Why they
33.
why are they trying to come at me in the comments? I'm a naturally born woman.
You know,
Okay.
I
A woman can't be
saw
set
the
in
comment, but
stone.
I never asked because people want me to ask that question. But one time they had it wrong, and the girl felt like she felt so mortified. So
I'm an
I just
AKA, y'all.
say what?
Don't play. I'm an AKA, born woman, natural woman.
So I just always pray if someone is trans, they just tell me. I mean, there was one time we had a trans that we like they was trying to play hide and seek in our face, and they was saying that there was a trans, but child, it was very obvious. But I think that I mean, so much has happened on this show. It's
Oh my
almost like
goodness.
you want to ask, but I don't want to be wrong because that's like worse than asking a woman who's big if she's pregnant.
Right.
So. But you confirm you are a natural born woman.
Yes.
Okay. So Aisha Atlanta, 33, Gemini, author, entrepreneur, AI specialist, no kids, never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I want somebody who is ambitious.
My first thoughts of her family, I think she nice looking. You know what I'm saying? I think she capping though, but I'm getting Scripper vibes from her for some reason.
Someone who is financially stable, someone who is consistent, well rounded, and influential in their community.
What are your deal breakers?
Lack of clear goals, financial instability, lack of consistency, someone who doesn't pay attention to data. Someone says, "Oh, I don't listen to data. I don't." If you're not someone who pays attention to facts, if you're not a reader, you're probably not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should he look a certain way?
He has to be at least 6 foot. I'm 5'8", so when I wear my heels, when I go out with someone who's 5'11",
Fair use, family. Fair use.
I tend to be a bit taller than them because I don't wear baby heels. I wear high heels. So,
Okay. So if a guy is 5'10", don't reach out to you.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's a hard no, but it's going to be hard because I'm not going to feel safe around you. As they accommodate, I'm a
That's ridiculous. If you only knew how silly you sound, that don't even make no kind of sense.
big girl, so I got broad shoulders. I don't, 5'10" just seems like it's probably going to have a smaller frame than can handle me.
Okay. What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
He has to make, mind you, I got the flu right now, so I'm dealing through this, but he needs to be making at least 6 figures
Okay, the most
minimum.
desired man. Let's get to it. 6 feet, 6 figures. You live in Atlanta. I'm assuming you dated this man?
I'm sorry.
Have you dated this man?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of men out there, but one way or the other, different strokes for different folks. It doesn't always work out.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay, and stand up. Like I said, I'm dealing with the flu, and I've been in the house with my pets, so I threw on a little workout gear. I was like, in case I get
Okay.
picked. Um,
Got the ATL body. They be giving bodies out at the airport in Atlanta, child.
be here, be here. So it is what it is.
Okay.
She nice. She all right.
I was thinking.
Okay. So Aisha, if he made 75K, he shouldn't reach out.
If he's at 80K and he is working with the growth mindset where he is working on his education and constantly educating himself, like I try to get certifications every 6 months, he's going to increase his pay over time, but he's got to be somebody with an action plan. How is he going to, what is he working on? What kind of investments does he have in the background? So I don't want to teach nobody nothing. We grown.
She a cutie on duty.
She said she ain't no teacher. Should he be in Atlanta?
He doesn't have to be in Atlanta, but he should be a traveler if he's not in Atlanta, someone who is comfortable traveling on his own.
She old though. You know, she realizing life as a cutie on duty. That's old. She on the Kendra show. She gotta do a whole lot more for a whole lot less now.
Who travels domestically regularly, for work would probably be preferable.
Okay. Could he have kids?
Yes, I'm okay with one kid.
All right. What was your last relationship?
My last serious relationship was about a decade ago. I spent some time kind of focusing on myself. I maybe had some situationships here and there, got to know some people, not quite it. But as you could tell, I'm very ambitious. So I've been focused on my businesses.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Plead the fifth, Kendra. I'm a lady. Come
You
on
don't
now.
have to answer. Five. Oh, excuse me. Five. Three flaws you have to work on.
This morning, I bet you.
I talk quick. Slowing down and listening would be something that would benefit me. Um, I guess maybe I could slow down on treating myself so well. I like to give myself the best things, and um, I spend I spend like a dope boy sometimes. I could probably slow down my spending. Um, I wish I was more knowledgeable on more things in the earth.
Okay. Okay. So you want kids yourself, Aisha?
I do.
You do.
And I froze my eggs.
Okay. Oh, she froze her eggs. Okay. So what is your age range you want to date? You're 33.
30 to 45.
30 to 45. 30 to 45. All right, let's do it. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Well, if he's looking for a high value woman, right? Kevin Samuel says, I don't set the market is the market. So I either fall above that, at it, or below it. I already know from a market stance that it's a 33-year-old Black woman where I fall. I also know that I'm smart. I know that I am easygoing, easy to get along with.
Just like the rest of them. She thinks she the special one. She thinks she the special one. All right. She think this don't. She not included in this. Yeah, baby girl. You too.
I'm thoughtful, I'm considerate, I'm emotionally intelligent, I'm humble. I'm disciplined, I work out. Discerning, I like to read the Word of God. I'm really, really knowledgeable, probably over knowledgeable on the Word of God. I like to study and read biblical text. Um, and more than
Bro, it's a lot of competition for cutie on duty. At 33 years old, she doing a whole lot more for a whole lot less. And she can remember when she ain't had to do nothing and could get everything. Now she gotta do everything and get almost nothing. You feel where I'm coming from? That's how the game flipped for him. All right, that's what happened when our stock was up. She ain't take grab the best she could get and go. She kept trying to get better and better, and she needed them to be perfect. And now she's 33 and talking like this.
that, I'm a nurturer. I mean, my nonprofit is naturally a part of me. I love giving back. I love Black people. I love my people. And so this is my passion. This is who I've always been. So
So a
I
couple
think a man
things.
needs that.
Okay, so let's break it down because you started off hot. So what qualities make you a high value woman?
Well, I mean, look, you look at the average 33-year-old Black woman, where she fall, right? Where this type of salary she making, right? And I look at my salary in comparison to that, right? She's probably about 100K. If I'm being generous, she, maybe 40 to 100K, right? And then more than that, she probably rents her place, probably nicely furnished, and she probably has at least one kid. I don't rent my place, I own my place, right? I make over $100,000. I don't need to put my number out there, but I do well for myself in tech sales, plus my investments. And I have no kids, and I have no drama, and I'm very well educated on many topics. You could put me in any.
You said very little that a man will value. None of this stuff is stuff that men will value. Maybe that not you don't have no kids, but the rest of that, none of that men will value. Especially this dude you talking about, he will value none of that. Why every time we ask you, listen, if you a high value woman, you need to be valuable to a man. And the man you talking about, your money not valuable to him. You paid for your house, not valuable to him. I think you capping hard, but I'm just saying, even if you telling the truth, none of this stuff would matter to a man. None of this stuff do nothing for a man.
But the issue is I don't have enough husband material out there. There aren't enough brothers I could bring in front to a corporate party who's gonna know how to work the room and not sit there looking shy and intimidated.
She never been to a corporate party. Cause anytime she just said that, she don't know how a corporate party look, a corporate party go. She thinks she's supposed to sit there and shine and you supposed to be working the room. What you got is a woman who thinks she gonna show up and run you. All right, she got these dreams. All right, and even though her life told her men ain't going for this, she still think she just need to find the right sucker. And here she go. She just gonna keep getting older. She too old to grow up.
Okay. Now one more question, because I don't do the market.
You see how she just wooed for? That's why she keep doing this. The ghetto in the comments and they cheer in a cheering section. Women can't give you this. Women can't give you what you looking for. They can make you feel better about being delusional, but they can't give you what you looking for. Men gotta give you this, and they keep telling you no, but you won't listen.
Value thing, but you mentioned it. So is that what you just broke down a second ago? The market value? So you know your market value?
I know my market value for the brothers out
So what
there
is it?
that's adding it up.
I know that was his thing. So what is your market value according to whatever?
You ain't gave us nothing to add up. You ain't gave us nothing we cared about yet.
The measurements are.
I don't know all the measures because
Oh,
I didn't fully dig into it, but essentially, I mean, I don't have no baggage, I don't have no drama, and I do well for myself. I mean, and I'm constantly growing. I'm willing to hear other ideas if they make sense and shift. My number one skill is adaptability. So
don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Family, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm getting scrubber vibes. All right, like I don't believe much of what she's saying, but I'm telling you, I'm getting scrubber vibes.
Okay, so we got Aisha Atlanta, 33, is a Gemini, author, entrepreneur, AI specialist, no kids, never married. Are you on the Kendra G singles dating app? Okay, let me pull you up, girl. You know you're gonna be a highlight girl.
so I know y'all hating in the comments because you're not me, but it's okay, baby. One day you get there. Call me friends if you want to, but your man still want me. I may not want him.
She said you better. She said your man want her. If you didn't.
Bro, if you already know, if she had some sense, she would have been off the scene. All right, she ain't a bad looking woman at all. You feel me? And yo, she could have been some dude dream. All right, some dude, you know what I mean? But this what you got instead.
Hear what she said. What is your name under Aisha?
Just a lady in the South is the username.
Just a lady
In the South.
IN.
INTHESOUT.
So JUST.
JUST. A lady in the South.
Okay.
But Aisha is the name.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture.
Thank you.
Okay, just a lady in the South. Just a lady in the South is her name. Just a lady in the South. You said you do want to have kids, right?
I do. I want kids. I got 20 eggs frozen in the tank. Plus, I can still have them naturally.
Okay.
I think she older than 33. Because what 33-year-old got eggs? And when she said 33, I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have gave her about 37. You know what I mean? And at least the upper 30s, not the lower 30s. And she froze her eggs at 33. I don't know, fellas. What y'all think? You really believe that? That she 33, or that she really froze her eggs, or is that some more smoke she blown?
Listen, I encourage all career focused women to freeze their eggs as soon as possible because the younger the better.
That was in Bali. I like to travel. I do a lot of solo travel.
Oh, I ain't know that. I ain't know that younger the better. That means you know you ain't gonna have no suitors, viable suitors, no time soon.
I do
She tripping.
solo concerts. I'm out and about.
Okay. Okay. Now I see why you got this 100K and above average
Yeah, I don't
requirement.
want to pay for him. He got to be able to at least cover his trip.
So okay.
Listen, ladies, men not. Listen, if he going on a trip, right? He don't want to go on a trip for real with you like that. Men can't brag to men about trips. Y'all can brag to each other about trips. If I come and talk to him about a trip, he gonna shut that down. We can't talk about pointless stuff to a man. If that trip didn't come equipped with a bunch of cat on it, and I ain't telling them a bunch of cat stories and I can't get a bunch of cat if I'm on the trip with you. So in essence, he don't want to hear about no trip that I went on with you. I can't flex to him about it. That's a flex for you. Men don't want to waste their money sightseeing. So he going on a trip for you. If he going on a trip, he going on a trip for him. Or you his wife. And you ain't nobody wife, babe.
Okay. So you would pay for yourself?
I would at least pay for myself because I got to be realistic. I meet a lot of brothers in Atlanta. A lot of brothers fly in, and the average brother is not.
Baby girl, when you was 22, 23, hell yeah. Yeah. 33, not. You're not gonna like men. You're not gonna like dating as a 33-year-old in these streets.
Making six figures that I'm meeting day to day out and about. And so I have shifted my perspective. I do come from a grandfather who paid for my grandmother. She didn't have to work. I come
Bro, she ain't too old. At 33, she not too old. She just too old to grow up.
from my great grandfather who paid for my great grandmother, didn't have to work. My stepdad was a microbiologist. My mom did well for herself, but he worked while she went to school. So I come from men who took care of their women. But at the same time, I understand that in today's world, I do want a black man. I'm not willing to date outside my race just because I'm not attracted to anybody outside my race. So I'm willing to be 50-50, but you need to have a full 50.
You have a full 50. And I will say this too. Our grandparents, our grandmother.
Yo, like, I don't know if I believe that either. You know what I'm saying? It sounds great, but I don't know if I believe that, fellas. I just don't. She just don't strike me as the kind of woman that would think she should go half with you or nothing. You feel me? I mean, I ain't the kind of guy that would expect that, but from the way she talking, do you believe that?
Weren't as expensive as the women today. So I think that when we bring up the conversation that our grandfathers were the providers, well, the grandma, she didn't have $400 wigs and trips and body things. I wanted to bring this up only because first of all, I see the comment still. She said at the top of this interview, y'all know what it is. She was born a woman. I still see that. But they say, have you had work done? I guess they're on your IG page. Okay.
I have work done because I was overweight as a child and I lost weight as an adult, and I was perfectly fine with my body, kept it as is for 10 years. But then I said, after 10 years of being in shape and keeping the weight off, I said, you know what? Why not go ahead? Look, it's a visual game for me. I'm looking for a visual guy who looks sexy to me, appealing to me. I want to look the best that I can look. Why not? I got the money to do it.
All right. Well, listen, fellas, if you ready for it, here she is. Just a lady in the South is her username. Just a lady in the South on the Kendra G singles dating app. All right, don't play with it. All right, girlfriend. Well, listen, you keep me posted how it goes, Aisha.
Family, I don't know about Aisha. You know what I'm saying? What say you? You think Aisha a keeper? Let me know in the comments, fellas. Yo, y'all be destroyed. Yo, y'all some of the most respectful, disrespectful dudes I ever seen in my life. Oh my God, where do y'all get some of those comments? But yo, I can't stop laughing. I thank y'all for your support. Yo, y'all really be rocking out with me. Look, family, I can't say enough. Still swinging out. I be